If you were born yesterday or today, welcome to planet Earth. You're going to hate it in no time. I'm just kidding. Sorta. Anyway, well, Juan Soto signed a 15-year, $765 million contract with the Mets. Crazy, I know. And a lot of the talk has been why exactly he chose the Mets when the Yankees' offer was damn close. I mean, at that point, money doesn't matter anymore. It's like adding $1 billion to Elon Musk's net worth. Yeah, $1 billion, that's a lot of damn money, but in that context, it doesn't make a difference. So what this means is Soto just didn't value being a Yankee enough. But according to some reports, we're now getting not only some specifics on what went wrong with the Yankees negotiations with Juan Soto, but also an incident that happened between Soto and a security guard on the team. Really quick, if you're part of the 59% of viewers not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button if you enjoy the videos, as there is a Yankee Stadium security guard who may at least partially have to do with Juan Soto leaving the team and a suite. Obviously, in the end, it was mostly about the money, but maybe things are at least a little different if these incidents didn't happen. According to Jon Heyman, apparently during a game earlier in the season, a Yankees security guard kicked one of Soto's parents out from a designated area in the stadium. There are no other details about it, and I would assume, I guess there wasn't really much to it other than the security simply booting his mom or dad from some area, which I don't fully get. Like, why do that? What do you gain from doing that? Unless they didn't know it was his parent, but wouldn't they quickly find out? So they must have known and still did it. I just don't get that. But that wasn't all. Later in the season, the same security guard allegedly tossed Soto's driver and chef out of another restricted area, forcing them to wait outside in the rain. Who the hell is this security guard? Again, why? There's no other details on the situation like the first one, but yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Again, unless he didn't know that was one of Soto's parents and driver and chef, but even then at some point you would have to know that these people you're kicking out and prohibiting from certain areas are the literal best player on the New York Yankees' loved ones. What do you gain from doing that? Unless there's some other report that his parent and chef or driver were being belligerent or violent or something, which led to getting tossed. I just don't understand why this was happening. And as for Steve Cohen, the owner of the New York Mets, Scrooge McDuck himself, he's going to make sure Soto's taking good care of, and made sure that Soto knew that during their meetings together when negotiating. Apparently they were aware of these incidents, and as a result, Cohen brought his wife Alex and father-in-law to these meetings, along with the Mets traveling secretary, who explained logistics and family perks. And in the 15-year, $765 million contract Soto ended up agreeing to with the Mets, a big perk he also gets in that deal is a personal suite for his family for every home game. The total value of said suite is $500,000 overall. That's just over $33,000 a year for Soto's family to have a suite, which isn't crazy at all, obviously. But the Yankees refused. According to Heyman, the Yankees wouldn't budge on giving Juan Soto a suite at Yankee Stadium because they felt that it couldn't be done when Aaron Judge and Derek Jeter paid for their suites. And honestly, I don't see why that's crazy. I mean, Jeter, of course, is Jeter, the ultimate Yankee, and Judge is well on his way there. A championship or two would be nice, but Judge is in the middle of being an all-time Yankee great, and if they didn't get free suites, why should Soto? It's a double-edged sword because both sides could make sense. Why can't ownership just pony up the extra $33,000 a year if they really want Soto that bad? But on the flip side, Soto can obviously easily pay that $33,000 a year as well. And it does seem like it'd be a little weird for them to give Soto that perk, who was only there for a year, while Aaron Judge, the two-time MVP and team captain, a man who has the literal keys to the city, doesn't. Now, for the last time, obviously Soto chose the Mets because of the money, because of the $765 million he was guaranteed. That can go up to as much as $805 million over the 15 seasons. Jon Heyman is also essentially a Scott Boras mouthpiece. Boras feeds everything to him to report to help with leverage and stuff. It's hard to not see that that's what's happening. So a way you could look at all this is Boras leaking this info out purposefully to make the Yankees look bad. So did this unnamed security guard and the Yankees' refusal to budge on giving Soto a free suite, is that why Juan Soto is currently a Met? I feel like it'd be dumb to say that it had nothing to do with it, and we all know how Steve Cohen is. He and his wife are the cool aunt and uncle who always spoil you for Christmas and your birthday just because they can and love you. Soto undoubtedly, like most Mets players I'm sure, but to even more of an extent, is going to get treated real well, and that for sure factors into why he signed with the Mets. But a big first and foremost is the money. If the Rays somehow came up with that much money in some laundering scheme and were able to give it to him, he would be a Ray. It was always about who gave him the most money, and that's what the Mets offered. Overall, this is all a perfect example of the hardcore business side of baseball. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Not many people are your friend. And that goes especially for those watching who were born yesterday or today. It's a good thing to learn early on about life. Security gate and sweet gate? Huh. Let me know your thoughts on all this, and thank you for watching.